fancy intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Discussion time, Star Trek Fleet Command fans, welcome in, and this is coming off of conversations from the Discord, and I know I say this all the time, if you haven't joined the Discord already, feel free to jump in, link in the description down below, but also a conversation that I had with two members of Scopely. I was talking to people with game design and everything about how there are still issues in the game when it comes to armadas and being asked to run them, and specific when I mean issues, yes, there are every now and then lag issues, and sometimes armadas won't spawn, and we definitely try to cover those. In fact, y'all can reach out to some of our players in our comments that, yeah, we've actually gotten their tickets fixed. So if y'all do have issues, make sure to let me know so I can try to work on those for you. But beyond that, with more and more armadas in the game, and obviously more probably come to the game in some form or fashion or another, one big issue is the ability to complete armadas quickly. Now they have, and I want to give Scopely credit for this, they have worked on this a little bit through the faction store. So for those that haven't seen it yet, as you level up and get into your section 31, there is an ability, a favor that allows you to speed up your armadas. Armada Quick Start costs 11.2 thousand of the Section 31 currency. And it honestly is a very nice addition if you're having to go through a lot of armadas like we have been this week at the time of making this video. This video, of course, coming in the middle of the Valentine's Day event where there are a lot of armadas being run. As you can see, I've got 3 ships doing armadas, 2 focusing on Valentine's Day event, and 1 trying to do my stuff on Thursdays. But here's the issue that arises. You can only run 1 of any type of armada at any given time. So if I wanted to, I'm going to come over here. If I wanted to actually launch an armada in, say, an Eclipse system, what happens is I have no ability to do that. Now, a few things have happened that have made this better. For example, this is kind of like a brief armada overview for everybody. If you go over into Cardassian space, you'll notice that the timers for Cardassian armadas are shorter. So if we went over here, and we wanted to say launch A45, well, the Cardassian armadas will have a 7-minute timer. Now, the only drawback here is they have limited range in terms of like how high they go. Now, for the average player, if you're trying to complete the Valentine's Day event, absolutely, I would recommend you go after the Cardassians. There are slight differences between Cardassians and Federation Klingon Romulan armadas. Big difference being the amount of currency that gets paid out. You can mitigate this change a little bit with research, or actually multiple new researches. I would encourage you to peruse on over. If you're a player with a Monavine, hit the Starships tab and scroll on over. You'll notice these up here, the uncommon, rare, and epic armada caches, increasing the amount of credits you earn, which is chef's kiss. We love that. And you also have not just those, but you go into the Alliance Starbase. Want to call it Alliance territory, but whatever. Starbase, you'll scroll over and you'll see Cardassian supply runs exchange, and these will help with the amount of credits you earn, generally speaking. So even though they are a little bit less in terms of total number of payouts, like total number of currency that's available, you will be able to help increase that amount, making them more viable as a regular solution. But a big issue still remains where if you're trying to run armadas, you can only launch 1 at a time. Yes, speeding up armadas is great, but you're limited to the amount that you can actually speed up in a day before you run out of the currency. And I do appreciate Scopely giving that currency through that favor that we just showed at a relatively quick manner until you run into events like this. And even though I love the Valentine's Day event because it's giving out possible 2 entire epic officers, depends on how much you want to grind for it, right? That's amazing. However, when you can only run 1 at a time, even 7 minutes or 15 minutes at a time, you're simply going to struggle to complete as many as you need. And sure, you can work with your alliance and coordinate. You want to do that. As you can see, we are currently doing that right now on server 20 with IA. We're coordinating with multiple players to launch. And see, this one, currently one that I am participating in, has got the Wharf one. It's going to help with my Jadzia run. And then you got this one down here that I've launched, which is going to help with my EMH stock. And it's good to participate in all these different armadas and try to do as many of these as you can. But at the end of the day, you are still limited. And if you had the ability to launch multiple at a time, this would help the free-to-play and the spenders in multiple ways. Number one, if you're a free-to-play, it's possible that you don't have the currency needed to launch 1 million of these armadas. And that's understandable. However, your spenders might. So what you could do, like with me having 8 docks, what if I could launch, I'm not even a heavy spender, but I do have a lot of tokens saved up. I save my directives for events like this, so I very rarely launch directives. Don't tell IA, they're going to get mad for me mooching. But Typically, I mooch off higher level and higher spending players, and I save all my directives. So when events like this come around, I can actually afford to do them. But the problem is, with me not having the ability to launch multiple, it means I have to stay in the game a lot and avoid other things. Whereas, what if I could launch 3 armadas at one time? What if everybody could launch 3 at one time for events like this? Now, in normal circumstances, there's no reason to run 3 armadas. But with the game running armada-based events like the one that we currently have today and this week, especially combined with the leaderboard, what would make sense? And for Scopely, it makes sense too, because one thing Scopely is always complaining about is that we do not have, or they do not like the hoarding. It's like, we hate that players camp. We hate that players hoard currency. Well, give us a reason to get rid of the currency. And more important than a reason, give us the ability to get rid of a currency. And again, if you're a free-to-play, you benefit from this by being able to be in your alliance, say, hey, star me in, and you get credits. As another player, you can maybe win a leaderboard. You see, I'm currently in first place on my leaderboard, right over Tavi. Y'all recognize Tavi from our live streams. Another really good player, fun player. He's a lot of fun to play with. We'll see where I end up in this SLB, although I will say the payouts are, I like that. But regardless of where I end up in here, because I've been saving a lot of directives for a long time, the big issue that I've run into is I've actually been doing this a lot. Like, I've been running a lot of, I've been dumping all my uncommons, and then when this event launched today, I've been running what rares and epics I have so that I can run this. But I have not been able to launch a single Eclipse Armada. I've only been able to feed off what's available from my generous alliance mates. So as they continue to expand on armadas, I do really like the ability here, this favor for quick armada start. It's actually one of the reasons to go do wave defenses, so you can get enough to unlock this, which I haven't done yet. It absolutely is worth it, in my opinion. And in fact, if you agree, comment down in the comment section down below. I think it absolutely is worth it. That said, there still needs to be an ability as they add more armadas in the game for us to do more. What if while I was doing this, I wanted to do solo armadas? Because right now I can. As you can see, I'm doing this, and then I've got chips over here doing this because these are launched. But if you look at my Bajoran faction, I actually have multiple things I can't redeem. I need to actually go and do solo armadas, but I can't because I'm doing other things. I can only launch one armada type at a time. So it would speed up things in the game. It'd be a great quality of life improvement to go on with some of the other things I've been doing, and hopefully game design and stuff listens. Now, maybe I'm on my own here, right? Maybe I am just simply ranting from a unique perspective, but I do think that this could benefit free-to-play players and spenders to allow us to have something, maybe a favor that we unlock so that we can launch more than one armadas at a time. And I understand maybe if they want to limit that to maybe 2 or 3, but do it. Like, it helps the game as well as would help us be unburdened by all those currencies so many people are sitting on and saving. Because like right here, I could launch this uncommon, but I can't because I've already got one running, and I got to wait 4.5 minutes before I can launch it. So let me know what you think. Do you think this is a logical thing? Do you think this is something worth pursuing to the devs? Say, hey, add this in as a quality of life. Let me know in the comment section down below. And let me know if you have any questions, help needed with the game. I'm more than happy to do that. Live long and plunder. Stay safe for the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Catch you on the next video and live stream, which is going to be tomorrow, of course. And I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.